Hey folks, Mav's dad back with another watch review. I've got something super special for you today, probably the highest tech watch I've ever reviewed. This is the Citizen EcoDrive Satellite Wave World Time, model number CC3001-51L. This has the F-150 movement, and this was sent to me from the good folks over at Duty Free Island. They sent me this review unit, and I'm really appreciative. I want to thank them a lot. I'll put links in the description field for how do you get this watch over at Duty Free Island. They have free shipping and no tax worldwide, so definitely check out Duty Free Island for basically any Citizen, Seiko, or Orient watch you could want. Great people over there. So what I'll do is I'll open this thing up, look at the fit and finish, the features and the functions, and there are a lot of them, and I'll give you my overall impressions of this Satellite Wave watch. Now, this is not the watch box that it normally comes in. It comes in a much nicer watch box, but I just put it in this one just for ease of the review. So we'll take a look at this thing. We'll open this up. And of course you get your international warranty card, your guarantee card there, and a very thick Citizen watch manual, printed multiple different languages. There's a lot of stuff going on with this watch, so it's a really thick manual. So there we go, we'll get this out of the way. We'll take the watch out of the box here. And I've been wanting to review one of these for quite some time. The technology in this thing is just incredible. So what I'll do is I'll put the basic features and functions. There's really nothing basic about this watch, but I'll put all the basic stats over on the left-hand side of the screen, and then I'll talk more in depth about some of those features and functions later in the review. So you're looking at a 44mm case. It's 12 millimeters thick. You have a 22mm bracelet. This is all stainless steel. Of course, it's waterproof to 100 meters, which is 330 feet. It does have satellite reception. I'll talk more about that and demonstrate that a little bit later. It has a sapphire crystal, which I would expect in a watch in this price range. Retail on this watch is about $11.50, but you can actually get it at Duty Free Island for $555, which is a great deal. And it's an authentic, genuine, 100% authentic, genuine Citizen watch. Duty Free Island is just able to make really good deals on the watches that they get. So definitely go over there and check them out. It has a power reserve indicator at 7:30, which you can see right there. Now here's a really cool thing about this. One of the really incredible features that I think, it has a 2-year power reserve. So if you charge this up about 30 hours, we'll give you a 2-year power reserve on this watch. And if you put this thing in the drawer and you forget about it, what will happen is it'll go into power save mode, and this watch will keep time for 7 years. Now what it'll do is it'll shut down all the hands and all the hands, minute hand, second hand, the date function, and it'll keep internal time for up to 7 years. And then when it's exposed to light again, it'll actually automatically set the correct time for you. It's got the longest power reserve of any watch on the planet right now. It's just absolutely incredible. It has an insufficient charge warning. It'll let you know by the second hand jumping 2 seconds that it needs to be charged. It also has overcharge prevention, so you don't ever have to worry about overcharging this watch. It has a date function at 3 o'clock, and you have your day function again at 7:30. It has a non-screw down crown. If you notice, this crown is not knurled and it's not really pronounced, because with this watch, you really don't need to use the crown, and I'll show you more about that later as well. Again, it has that Citizen F-150 movement inside, and it is made in Japan. Just an absolute incredible piece of technology in a small package. Now, the satellite reception, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate a couple different things for you. First, we're going to get the light level, because it basically lets you know if there's enough light charging the watch. And not only that, it'll also give you the power reserve over at 7:30. If you notice, let's go ahead and press the button right here. There we go. All right, we're going to press this button. Now it's just showed me the power reserve. Now right now under the light, you can see it pointed. There are 6 little segments. I don't know if you can see them on the screen here, but they're white, and they gradually get smaller or bigger, however you look at it. So let's aim it more towards the studio light. Let's do it again and see if it just went up a little bit. But if it's in bright sunlight, all of those hands, the second, minute, and hour hand, will all point right down to 6. So you have 6 segments that show you how much light the watch is receiving, as well as showing the actual power reserve here at 7:30. This right here, this dial shows the power reserve and the day of the week, and if you have it on daylight savings time, which is right down there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can get you a little better view there. There you go. All right, now also, when you want to get satellite reception, what you do is you hold this button in for about 4 seconds. Okay, now it's going to go back. The second hand will go over to receive, right there on the right, which is about 2 o'clock, which is receive GPS. Now, because I'm inside, it's probably not going to do it. What will happen is the second hand will jump to no, and then it'll jump back to the current time. If it does work, it'll jump to OK. It'll point to NYC, which is my time zone, and then it'll update the time. So let's see what happens. This can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes to get the actual GPS signal. Now, getting the time, just the time signal, is a lot faster. Much, much faster, because that's based off a different technology. That's based off of the atomic clocks. Nope, see, it's pointing to no. Now it's going back to the regular time. So it didn't get the signal like I thought it would because I'm inside. Now let's just see if we can get the time. This one will go to time. The second hand will rotate to time right there. And let's see if it gets it. It might get it inside. Yep, it got it. It pointed to OK. Now it's back to the regular time. There you go. Incredible piece of technology. This watch absolutely fascinates me. Again, you don't really need the screw down crown. I'm sorry, this is just regular crown. It's not a screw down because you really don't ever need to use it. This you can actually manually set the time, manually set the date, and do the leap year if you want to. But with it, if you do a satellite reception with this, it'll automatically update all of that. Now, another thing, this thing will actually, when it realizes that it has enough light, it'll automatically update itself. So if you go outside, it's a nice sunny day, it knows it has enough light, it has a clear shot to the sky, it'll automatically update. And it'll do that about 6 times a day, and you'll never know it does it. I mean, you'll see the hands move, but you'll never even really notice it. So really, really cool. I love the clean look of the dial. Of course, you have applied indexes. And another thing I want to tell everybody, indexes and indices are both used. I get tons of comments about using indexes instead of indices. Indices is basically used overseas in Europe. Indexes is used here in America. Both are correct. You can look it up in the grammar section, or the dictionary, or where. Look it up online. They're both actually correct. So indices or indexes, whichever one you want to use is absolutely correct. Real clean dial, like I said, applied indexes, really nice. I like that plane. It looks like a plane on the back of the second hand. Real simple, just real simple, clean layout. I love it. Now the blue is really showing up in the studio light here, but that blue is pretty faint unless you're under direct light. So when you get it, it's going to look more like a grayish gunmetal blue when you actually get the watch. So, but I mean, I like it instead of just being kind of black, just a normal black color. I like that kind of offset blue look. So let's go ahead and try this thing on. And luckily, this thing fits me right out of the box. Has great wrist presence. There you go. And unless you know anything about watches, somebody that would be looking at this wouldn't know it's a satellite watch. They would just think it's a really nice citizen, kind of dressy looking watch. To me, a dress watch is anything 100 meters and under, which technically 100 meters can be considered a dive watch too, but you can't really go diving. 200 meters is where I kind of say it's a dive watch. But to me, this is more of a dress watch than a diver. But a great looking wrist presence, doesn't sit too far off the wrist. So if you're a desk jockey, your cuffs will not be a problem. Really understated, nice, classic look. You have brushed and polished finishes. So there you go. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to test the lume on this thing. I'm going to hold it up to the studio light here for a second. And we'll get some, and then I'll cut the studio light out, and we'll see what it looks like here. All right, here we go. Now, I'm not going to expect much from the lume. I mean, this is not a Seiko Black Monster, but it's pretty decent. It's that really, really nice citizen kind of bluish green lume. Of course, you have it on the hour and minute and the indexes. There's nothing on the second hand. But I mean, it's more than sufficient. Like I said, it's not going to last long as a Seiko. Seiko, to me, and everybody knows this, has the absolute best lume on their watches, especially their divers. So there's your lume shot. Again, you can get this for about $555 over at Duty Free Island. And again, I'll put that description, that link in the description field. Just a really, really nice looking watch. I think there's a black version of this, a black face version of this, and there's a new model of this that came out, and that's the F100. And I'll put those links, and Duty Free Island carries that as well. They carry the F100 too. That's the newer model. I think that's the 2015 model. So let's look at the back, case back here real quick. I don't know if you can see the Satellite Wave logo laser etched on the case back. There you go. And it just gives you some other features or specs of the watch. So then of course you have a signed clasp, a stamped clasp. And again, this crown is not really used much because the watch basically does everything itself. So there you go. Really, really nice watch. Absolutely, again, I keep saying amazing. It's amazing technology that they can pack into this thing. So what I'll do is, if you like this, please click on like. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please do so. I'll put a little reminder of that in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. And if you want this watch, I definitely recommend it. Go to Duty Free Island and pick yourself up one. Again, free shipping, no tax. Free shipping worldwide and no tax. Excellent selection of Seiko, Citizen, and Orient watches, and a really good selection of these Satellite Wave watches. They have quite a few models. I'm guessing I'm thinking just off the top of my head, 8 or 10 different versions of this watch, or different versions of Satellite Wave watches. There are basically just two versions, a blue and a black of this one. But then they have some other versions, and a version with a strap, I believe, a leather strap. Anyway, I'll put all those links in the description field for you. And that's about it, folks. Great looking watch, man. Go get one if you like it. I definitely recommend it. Until the next review, I will see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.